Hey, what's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you guys about 2017's Raw. Now, Raw is a French-Belgian co-production. It's a movie that got a really big reputation last year when it was making its rounds at festivals. There were reports of people throwing up in the aisles, people passing out, EMTs having to be on scene during screenings. At one point, they were even having to hand out barf bags to people as they went into the screenings for Raw. So the movie got a reputation of being this completely extreme, gross out movie that was also reportedly really good. So I was definitely looking forward to checking out Raw. Now, I'm the kind of guy who takes hype with a big grain of salt. I try not to buy into the hype train too much. As a matter of fact, if it's a movie that I really want to see, I will avoid reviews of it. The less I know about a movie going into it, the better. However, with Raw, its reputation preceded it. Its reputation not only as just a really good movie, but as this, again, extreme, gross out kind of movie just absolutely preceded it. And Raw is the rare occasion of a movie that didn't live up to the hype as far as I'm concerned. And I thought it was odd that the hype surrounding it, the reputation that preceded it, seemed to me like the movie didn't reflect that hype or that reputation at all, because I spent pretty much the entire movie waiting for it to gross me out. I spent the entire movie waiting to pass out. I spent the entire movie waiting to throw up. I spent the entire movie pretty much just waiting. Now, it's not to say that Raw is necessarily a bad movie. The performances are good, the movie looks good, the pacing is good. The storyline, however, pardon the pun, but there just wasn't enough meat on the bone for me. And I'm sure the movie was trying to make some sort of profound statement about our inner animals, but I guess it was just kind of over my head. The only statement that I could take away from Raw is, if you're a vegetarian, don't eat raw rabbit parts, or you will turn into a cannibal. And the story for Raw revolves around a young woman named Justine, who is traveling to this prestigious veterinary school, and while there she undergoes some hazing that involves her having to consume raw rabbit parts. At first, she of course refuses because she's a devout vegetarian. However, she's forced into eating the raw rabbit parts, and she discovers that raw rabbit parts taste pretty good, and that leads her down a path of eventually eating human flesh and drinking human blood. And Raw plays out kind of like a vampire movie. Young Justine has this overwhelming hunger, this overwhelming urge to eat human flesh and drink human blood. And the more she tries to keep those urges and that hunger at bay, the stronger they become, until she is more animal than human, and she starts eating fingers and thighs and wings and, no, I'm just kidding, just fingers and thighs, and she likes to bite people and drink their blood and just the usual. Now, there's plenty of bloodshed in the movie. There's a little bit of gore, I guess, not a whole lot. Certainly not enough to justify people passing out or people throwing up or people calling this movie an extreme movie. It just wasn't for me. I didn't dig it. I didn't dig it at all. It's severely overhyped. Its reputation is... It doesn't own its reputation really at all, in my opinion. There's some plot holes here and there, including one, and I know, if you're a young girl growing up, you don't necessarily want to see your father with his shirt off all the time, but wouldn't you have at least seen him with his shirt off once, twice? I'd only recommend Raw if you really like French horror movies. If you go into the movie with lowered expectations, paying no attention to the movie's reputation or to the hype, you may enjoy it. It's one of those movies that's different yet familiar. We've been down this road many times before with a lot of other movies, particularly vampire movies. So it didn't seem like anything overly, groundbreaking to me. I don't know. I'm really hung up on the whole hype of people passing out and people throwing up and EMTs having to be in screenings and handing out barf bags during screenings for this movie. I'm not sure if that was just created as sort of a means to hype the movie, because for the most part, honestly, I was just kind of bored throughout most of Raw. Now, I'm not sure what that says about me. Maybe that just means that I'm a really twisted, sick person, or that I've just seen way too many bloody, gory horror movies that I'm just totally desensitized to that sort of thing. But Raw's reputation just totally, I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. If you've seen Raw, please let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. If you like the movie, please explain why. Did I miss something? Was it just over my head? Please let me know down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.